Welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited you're here with me for this video. So in today's video, we're doing the weekly tarot reading for the week of August 3rd through 9th, 2025. So let's go ahead and get started and see what the energies are going to be for this upcoming week. I'm anxious to see what the what's going to happen this first week of August. Remember, this is the week of Lionsgate, that the fullness of it hits on the 8th. We're already in the Lionsgate portal, but the fullness of it hits on the August 8th. So we got that coming up all week. So you might have intense energy more so than normal. I know I've been getting like a lot of headaches, a lot of third eye stuff going on all week, and like pressure in my head and weird places so you might have some stuff like that going on, might be affecting your sleep patterns as well. All right, so as always, please like and subscribe, hit the like button so others can see this information, because when you hit the like button, it will shoot it out to other people. Well, more people get the opportunity to see it. And then if you hit the subscribe button, you'll get to see future videos I put out. And as always, please take what resonates and leave behind the rest. So my question is the collective. The intention is for the collective. That's everybody who's going to see this video and has watched this video. So what is the energy for the collective for the week of August 3rd through 9th, 2025? What's going to be the energy for the collective? Give it a nice little shuffle. I had one card jump out of my hands. We'll see what that is here. Okay, I got two that jumped out. Okay. All right, so we got Temperance, King of Wands, Queen of Cups, we've got the Seven of Cups, Two of Swords, sorry, Two of Swords, the Empress, and the Two of Pentacles. And the two cards that came out that jumped out when I was shuffling is the Fool and the Six of Cups. Okay. So as in the past, we've been as a collective, and I know that this has been kind of a theme I've seen in some of the past weekly readings we've done. But in the past, we've been working on opening up our heart chakra, opening up, getting more in tune with our heart, working with our heart chakra, getting more in touch with our heart, with love, and starting to get more into unconditional love. As a collective, we've been working on that in the past. In our current energy, we have we are definitely being guided by off-worlders, like higher dimensional beings and angels, and everything it's happening in divine timing. So it may seem like things are taking a long time in our sense of timing, but we just have to be patient because everything's happening in divine timing, in the way it's supposed to happen, because there's a divine plan and everything's coming as it's supposed to. And one thing I like about this card is, in the background you got that little sun, if you can see it. So it's like it's where things are shifting for the collective globally, that it's going to be a much better way of life for us, much better things coming our way, much better way of doing things, than it has been in the past, and we're coming to that. But definitely, it's a divinely guided path that we're on, and everything's happening as it's meant to. But I really like the idea of having angels and other dimensionals watching over us. And when I say other dimensionals, other dimensional beings, higher dimensional beings, benevolent beings. So it could be, I like to call them space boys, but it could be other space races as well as, other dimensionals beyond that. So I'm talking about all those kind of entities are kind of helping. And I get the feeling that they're all working together to guide us. And even though they can't directly influence our consciousness like and do things for us that way, they're still basically helping us, as much as they can, behind the scenes. So I do feel like all those groups are working together to help humans on planet Earth, to ascend. And they're kind of guiding us and watching over us, even though it doesn't really seem like that sometimes, but that's definitely the case. We also we're kind of in the going it back to our heart center that I talked about in the past. We're also as a collective coming into King of Wands energy. So we're in coming into that archetype. So it's kind of like things that we were passionate about in the past that maybe we put on the back burner that we didn't do. Maybe, well, I'm just going to say it as an example. Maybe you really enjoy writing, and it's something that you always like to do, but it's something you wanted to pursue, but it became more of a hobby because, maybe you were discouraged from following your creativity or discouraged from doing that. But now it's like you're coming into those gifts more. So you're coming into your creativity more. And I'm talking about the collective as a whole. So you're getting back into writing again. You're taking it seriously again. You're working with it like you always wanted to, but you didn't in the past. So I feel like as a collective, we are coming more into our creativity. We're coming more into the things that we're passionate about and following our heart when it comes to that, because we are opening up our heart chakra and we are opening up to unconditional love, but that also includes love of self and love of our creativity and love of our gifts and what we enjoy doing. And that's part of why I started this channel, because I feel very honored to have these gifts, these psychic and mediumship gifts. And I felt like it was time to take my gifts to the next level and be able to help more people. And it's something I'm passionate about. So that was part of what brought me to start this channel in January, was, getting this information out to other people, helping other people. And then, like I said, I'm just passionate about it. So I'm kind of taking that and running with it. And I feel like that's what a lot of people in the planet are going to be doing. So they've already started the idea. They're at their king mode. So they've already been working on it. But now it's like they're really putting effort into it and making those creative things happen. As a collective right now, and this is all current energy I'm talking about right now, definitely there's a sense of confusion. And I can see that. There's just so much information out there that it's hard sometimes to decipher what's real and what's not real. And that's why I encourage you to use your intuition and use, discernment, because there is a lot of information out there. And some of it is to derail us from the truth, and some of it is truth, and we need to kind of get into our intuition to figure out which is which. So there is kind of a lot of confusion with the collective right now. We got the 7 of Cups, and that's what's really coming to me is with this card right now is confusion, but also not really understanding it. Well, when I say confusion, not just knowing what's information's true and what's not, but also like not understanding what's going on. It's like a sense of confusion as, hey, why is this all happening? What's going on? I definitely get that sense as a collective that that's happening right now, because there's just so much stuff happening globally that's quite different from what we've experienced in the past. Um, and then in the near future, we're going to be kind of stuck in a way. And I feel like, this card's basically like telling us to wait, but I feel like it's because things need to fall in place with the divine plan. That's what I'm feeling. Like it's like we're going to do all this growth over this week, the over in the and over the month of August as well. But then it's kind of like there's going to be like a holding pattern after this week, or going into the end of August. I'm feeling September, because I feel like this fall a lot of big things are going to come into focus. A lot of things are going to happen in the fall, so it's kind of a chance for the collective to just catch their breath and absorb what they're already growing. And it could also be with light codes, because we're been getting hit with a lot of energy and light codes. And I feel, especially, over the month of August with Lionsgate, and I feel like it's going to give our bodies a chance to integrate that energy. So it's kind of like we're going to go through a period of growth and integration. And then it's like, okay, let's just stop and kind of take a break from it for a little bit before the fall, when, even more things come in that we're going to have knowledge of, and, our bodies with more energy. So it's kind of like a little break. But I feel like the universe, so I'm going to count those two cards that popped out when I was shuffling. I'm going to count them as kind of, guidance from the universe cards. And they definitely go into what the reading's saying. But so, the universe is like, be in your Empress energy, use your discernment, use your intuition. She has a sense of confidence, she knows what she's doing, and she is the combination of all four of the queens in tarot. So she's got her stuff together, basically. So be in that energy, it's saying, and it's going to be a little confusing, but you're going to have to make decisions. You have to weigh out your decisions. You see, always he's juggling these two pentacles in this card. I feel like, we're going to have to make decisions about what we want to do. And it could be decisions in your personal life, because this, like I said, some of these things might pertain. I'm talking about, even though I'm thinking, my intuition was the collective as a whole, it could pertain to you personally. So it could be like having to make decisions in your personal life, maybe about a career or a relationship or a friendship or things like that. So it's like, you're juggling between two things, but it's kind of like now's the time to make that decision. You're juggling right now, but it's like you're looking at the pros and cons, but we're coming up to a time, and it might not be this moment, but we're coming up to a time you have to make a decision. And I definitely, and these are the two cards that popped out. So I definitely feel like the universe is like, just be in the energy of the Fool, moving forward with everything that's happening. Like, don't be afraid, just roll with it. Because remember, this is all divinely guided, and we're being protected by angelic and higher dimensional beings and the divine. So don't be in this, sorry, the wrong card. Don't be in a state of fear. Just kind of like, roll with it. The Fool, he just kind of rolls with it, has a sense of spontaneous, be spontaneous, and just, can take a leap, don't be afraid to take a leap and move forward, because what's coming for us is going to be so much better, individually and as a collective. So it's like, just take that leap. Don't be afraid, and be in your Empress energy, because remember, this is what they're advising us: be in the Empress energy. And also, this is interesting. So it could, I feel like this card is representing, going back to what I was saying about the other dimensionals, higher beings helping us, is they are helping us from kindness, because they're benevolent. So they're coming from a place of unconditional love towards humans on earth. And so, the kind, that's like they're showing us kindness, they're showing us, helping us with kindness and love in their heart. And that's what I feel, as a collective, like they're helping us. So there is going to be, but also what also is coming to me with this card isn't just that, but also kindness from others around you. So, have kindness and love in your heart towards others at this time, and help others if they're scared and confused, and, help them to follow their intuition and use discernment. So it's kind of like, the collective to be more kind and loving towards each other. And, now that our heart chakras are really starting to open, use that to the advantage of humanity and to the people around you, and be kind of, a force of kindness and good to them, to help them. So I feel that card is meaning both the other dimensionals helping humans, in general, but also us as humans helping each other. So very interesting reading for the week of August 3rd through 9th. It seems like it's pretty intense and deep for our first week of August. So I hope you enjoyed that reading. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.